patterns and how the technical analysis drives the price up and down. And that's how we're going to make our money. Disseminate. It's the last one. Take profits, record transactions, AR yourself, and send profits to the next target. So you got to disseminate those profits. Like, unless you want, you can either use it for your rent, your mortgage, the profits from, if you sell covered calls or puts, that's income. It's taxed differently than capital gains. So that income now pays your mortgage, that pays your car payment. If you can make $250 a week selling covered calls and you have a $200 car payment, that buys your gas and your car right there for 1 week, and you still own those shares. All right? The record your transactions. Keep notes. AR yourself. Because remember what I said about knowing 4 or 5 stocks really well? You might have a bad memory like me, but you can look back at your notes and be like, hey, last time they did this, here's what they did. Because that's how you can make your money. It's all a pattern. The longer that company or the enemy's been there, the more information we have on them, the more knowledge we have on them. So the more we can trap them and track them down to the very point. I'm like, hey, last 8 times they met at 125, the buyers won. So once I realized it reached 825, add the volume, because price plus volume is what makes stuff move. The volume's going up with the sellers. It's going to break that 125, and I'm going to buy my calls at 126. The moment it breaks 126, because 130 was the last time a gap, if you know what gaps are, is a gap of $4. I only need to exploit $2 of that gap. And as long as my delta is 50, 60, or 70, I know how many contracts I need to buy to reach my $300 mark for that day. And I'm well within the IV and knowing that it still has $2 more to go. But I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm trying to save my forces to go on to the next mission the next day and make more money the next day. The war took 17 years last time, right? Imagine you made 17 or $300 a day for 17 years because you kept your forces. You didn't lose anybody. And that's what you can do long term, but you can do this the same way. Just think about, you have to maintain those forces, because if you can't fight, you don't have money, you can't invest. Which brings us back to the beginning again. Once you make your money, go back to find. What's the next stock you're going to find? If it's new social media, those targets of opportunity that you saw with GameStop and AMC, and you're relatively comfortable with the IV and kind of know what you're doing, take it, sure. Remember, the speculation's higher though. We want to find almost sure things that we can maintain a very low risk level, but we know it. So the moment it breaks in the opposite direction, so say I'm going on target and we're going to land on the X and get weird, right? The moment the person isn't there or we're in heavy contact, we're pulling out, because I don't want to lose my men. There's no reason to be there. It's not doing what it said we're going to do. If that makes sense, why would you be there? That bringing QRF in a heavy firefight, which means averaging down because your stock's losing, very rarely works. You can lose more men in the process, more unlikely, than you will to gain that back, because you can't analyze the trends. It's on a downward trend, and depending on how you're doing it, it's not going to work out. So get out, bring your men back, refocus, go back to the find phase with min force again, and then go out and attack your target again. So it's simple, it's kind of easy, and I'll break down how options work and how the trapping and tracking works with the candles and everything on the next episode after we do the third episode. Second episode will be the 25 rules to a stock fight. Basically breaking down simple things that you should follow every single time you trade. The moment one rule is violated, we got to go back and analyze what we're doing, because obviously we're doing something wrong. So again, thank you for your time. I know it's 30 minutes is a long time to listen to me talk and everything, and I hope it makes somewhat sense. I'm trying to revamp everything. Again, it's the first time I'm doing it by myself, looking to a camera. Normally have someone here talking with me, but yeah, I hope this helps out. But then at the end of the day, just remember that we're all in the same fight together. So this is my contribution. I've always wanted to help vets somehow. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I think this is one way I can break it down and help us as a group of people who did something that no one else did, live our lives better. So thank you. We'll see how episode 2 goes, and let me know what you think. So yeah, first one. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, everybody.